Hello folks, welcome back to Let's Overthink Final Fantasy X. As always, I'm Beth of Fake Geek Girls Game, and we're at the Meehan High Road Travel Agency, where we've just won the right to a free ride on a chocobo.
Oh, hello? No charge this time.
If you don't defeat the chocobo eater, they only cost like 1,000 gil to ride here, which is really cheap considering that you definitely want to get some stuff that's only accessible via chocobo. It's a good idea to do it now also because, as always, the value of equipment won't be all that great if you come back later. But it is pretty awesome to have now. Plus, you don't get any encounters. So there are certain places where there's a yellow chocobo feather on the ground. And in those places, if you go up to it and hit X, the chocobo will go somewhere. In this case, it's coming back to head for this ledge up top and open a treasure chest for you. There's absolutely no other way to get to these, so chocobo! While you were out, I also did some level grinding, mostly grinding for ability spheres, which I always tend to run out of around this point, and especially with some pretty serious boss fights coming up, really want to be able to learn important abilities like Lulu's second level magic or some more abilities for Yuna. Don't want to get to that and find out that I don't have the spheres it takes to use them.
Thank you so much for your words yesterday.
So that's most of what I did. I also unlocked a new overdrive charge mode for Tidus, which is Warrior. That means that instead of his gauge charging when he gets hit, it charges when he hits something physically. This is a huge improvement, both since it charges a lot more per attack than it did per time he got hit, and because, well, the goal is for him to hit things and not get hit in return. Makes it much easier and makes learning new overdrives for him go much faster. So you can absolutely run down this area on foot, but it's full of monsters and ain't nobody got the time for that. Unless you really like leveling up even more, I guess. Because there is an item waiting for us at the very end of this whole old road. But I could instead not walk it.
What are you doing on this road?
Treasure chest.
Oh, you know.
I see. The high road ends over
Yes,
there.
but treasure chests.
However, we have sealed off the area beyond for the duration of our operation here.
So what you're saying is,
You may ask the gate
I
captain up
shouldn't
ahead
go back
if you
there
need
because
to
it's
pass
sealed,
through.
so I should keep going the way I'm going. Because I know what I'm doing. Every time I go through there, I always think that I'm supposed to be able to get up onto that structure where the other chocobos were hanging out. You can't do it. As far as I've ever been able to tell, you cannot get up there even though it looks like a place you should be able to go. So vexing. There's Owaka again if you want to do some shopping, but eh. And then down here, there is the Mars Crest, an element of Auron's ultimate weapon, and therefore definitely something you want to pick up as soon as possible. Not least because Auron's is one of the easier ones to get. Some of them are very difficult, some of them are only moderately annoying. Items taken care of. We head on up here again. And just dismount over here. The chocobo will take care of itself, and I can go see what the plot has in store, or more likely what the NPCs have to say.
Captain Lucille and Elma should have been here by now.
Lucille's chocobo escaped. Oh no. The small child soldiers. Such a problem. Oh, it's them.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm a summoner?
Sorry, ma'am. No exceptions.
You dare impede a summoner's pilgrimage?
Sorry, ma'am. No exceptions.
As we'll see further on, being willing to tell a summoner that they can't go somewhere
It's you.
is very
As you can
rare
see, not even
and
summoners can
a big
pass.
deal.
But they'll call on us in the end. Just wait and see. In the meantime, I think I'll have a nap. Oh, Bartello.
So, by a nap, you mean not a nap. That was not the voice of someone who's gonna have a nap.
Gata and Luzu reporting, sir.
This is the last of them.
Good to have you with us. Go on through.
It's a giant bug. Please remove the giant
Show
bug.
me how to play Blitz sometime.
Wait around. We'll have Sin beaten in no time.
Very optimistic of you. Nobody else is that optimistic. In fact, you weren't that optimistic, but I'll pretend that I believe you. How about that? Now over here is a guy who's accepting donations and will give you stuff in exchange. I have enough money to get all of the different donation levels, and, you know, why not?
Any donation toward up. Thank you.
Especially thanks to all that
I'm
work
sorry, I can't let you pass.
level grinding that I just did,
Hey, you're a summoner.
which
and
led
her
to me
guardians,
having
right?
a lot of
Sorry
gil
for the
that I'm not gonna
inconvenience.
really need to spend.
What,
Yes,
they
tell
didn't
me what's
you?
going on.
We're bringing Sin Spawn from Oliver Spira here. Sin Spawn inevitably draws
As
Sin,
Waka
right?
mentioned back on
We're
Kilika.
going to lure it into a trap.
It's a not terrible plan as such things go. Oh look, it's this guy. And his minions. Seymour, Thing 1 and Thing 2. Whoa, Yuna, that's a little much.
So, we meet again,
You
lady.
do not have to genuflect to anyone to that degree,
Look,
especially not this
Is
asshole.
there anything I can do?
Like, he's got tassels
Well,
on his weird pant thing. You don't have to genuflect to a man covered in that many tassels.
Maester Seymour, let me show you to the command
Now
center.
that's odd.
Hold. I have a
Weren't they
request.
excommunicated?
Yes, Your Grace.
Is he
I need to have
supposed to
Summoner
be
Yuna and
here?
her guardians let through to the command center.
But Maester Seymour. Maester
Oh,
Seymour,
hush, you're
sir.
letting the maester
Do not
through.
worry. I will take full responsibility.
I mean, everyone will be dead, but he'll take responsibility if there's anyone with whom to take responsibility left. He's not exactly planning on this going well.
It is done.
thank you, Your Grace.
You know, you really don't have to bow like that. Summoners don't really have to bow that deep
Yuna,
to anyone.
it's time to go.
Oh, right.
See? Everybody else was just kind of standing there looking ominous.
Who does he think
An
he
asshole.
is?
He's a maester. Better get used to it, yeah?
Sigh. Why does the competition always have to be an important religious figure? Whatever. Now I get to go through anyway and advance the plot. That's always a nice thing, even if it is because Seymour told us we could.
All hail, Maester Seymour.
Seriously, I thought you and Yevon had broken up. Messily.
Brave Crusaders of Spira, protectors of
He
all
has
Spira.
note cards for this.
Believe in the path you have chosen. Let faith be your strength.
I prefer to let strength
I,
be my
Seymour
strength.
Guado, Maester of Yevon, will bear witness to your deeds today.
Sir!
So, is he in command or
What's
not?
going on? Why is Maester Seymour back in the Crusaders, eh? They're using Albed's Machina.
For once, I agree, at least with his
Even
confusion.
Going against the teachings, they're willing to risk it for the greater good. Waka, I think Maester Seymour sees that too.
Lulu!
I can only speculate.
Speculating wildly.
Ask him yourself.
She's just like, shenanigans. Shenanigans are involved. Hmm?
Ah, Sir Oren.
Stare.
It is an honor. I would be most interested in hearing what you've been doing these past 10 years.
I've got nothing to
Also,
say.
fuck you.
I see.
Yeah, Oren does not like Seymour.
Sir Oren must be a great asset as a guardian.
Yes, it's great. He'll tell maesters to fuck off when
There's
Yuna's
no
too
need
polite
for
to.
formalities.
Excuse me, Maester Seymour. Why is your lordship present here, sir?
Waka has heard of etiquette, but he does not really have any.
Isn't this operation against the teachings of Yevon? Aren't you gonna stop them?
It's true. I should. However, both the Crusaders and the Al Bhed truly wish peace for Spira. This Operation Meehan was born from that wish
If
they
you care
shared.
so much, did you consider not
Although it may be
excommunicating them?
sacrilege to Yevon, their intentions
Just
are
saying?
pure. And I, Seymour Guado, the person, not the Maester of Yevon, as a denizen of Spira, I wish them well in their endeavor.
That's all very well to say, but it's bullshit, because he just said to the Crusaders, I, Maester of Yevon, bear witness to your deeds.
Then pretend I didn't
Admittedly,
say.
he's now also providing a quick lesson in
From the first time
political
I laid eyes on him,
doublethink.
I never did like Seymour.
So, now you
But
know what
you
you're
know,
dealing with, I guess.
Some of the things he said that day, they made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, if he actually believed any of them, it would be great. So we have to get through here to go to the Temple of Yevon in Jose. But, of course, it is not that simple. Go up the road, and as always, you can extract items from poor doomed soldiers, which, when you put it that way, like, those Phoenix Downs could keep somebody alive. Now I feel bad about being as mercenary as I in fact am.
Excuse me, Lady Summoner Yuna?
I would feel worse if anything I did
command
could
center.
have any effect on this.
Maester Seymour requests your presence there, ma'am.
Thank you.
Take that road to the command
If Oren
center.
says it's
not
okay,
far.
she'll go.
We're still in the
He's
midst of
apparently
preparations this way.
stepped into the role
Sorry.
of adult chaperone. To be fair, he does, you know, he is the guy who just said, I don't have anything to say to you. You're a jerk and I don't care. Which is going to be really amusing when you see him meet another maester shortly. So, Awaka's here selling weapons and items at a serious markup because he is your classic battlefield shark. But I'm mostly here to sell things to him because while you do have a significant amount of space in your inventory, you do have a limit, and it can be annoying to run up against that limit if you actually get good stuff. So, sell them on with reasonable frequency. Also, since I gave him money earlier, I could buy things for cheaper now. Oh god, it's these guys again. I'm so tired of the bombs. You don't even know. You literally don't even know, because I was doing all that leveling not on camera so that you would not become as frustrated and annoyed by these things as I am. You're welcome. But, oh my god. So sick of the bombs because they will explode on you if you don't kill them in 3 hits. not everybody can kill them in 3 hits. Lulu's the only one who can do really significant damage to them. The quadricorn needs to be hit with dark attack while you're killing the bombs, otherwise it will just start eating through your hit points like nobody's business. And that's Waka's job, which means that if you're being mean and trying to distribute battle participation, it can get really difficult if you want to not use Lulu and or Waka. If you want to not use Lulu, Waka, and Yuna, it becomes pretty close to undoable, depending on how your hit points were when you started. There definitely are other characters who can take out the bombs in 3 hits, but they can't do it nearly as efficiently. Fortunately, at this point, I do not have to distribute battle participation, so I can use whoever is most convenient. As you can see, Lulu can now do a fair amount more damage than she was doing. And Tidus's gauge charges up nicely anytime he actually hits something. For the upcoming battle, I want to make sure to charge up the Aeon Overdrives, because I don't use Aeons much in general, but for boss fights, it can be a very nice, extremely powerful single attack. I wouldn't recommend trying to fight the boss with the Aeon exclusively, but nice to have some bonus violence on your side. Especially when even a freak can dodge this thing. And then straight up kill it. Work on charging that up. And now on into the Mushroom Rock Road. This is a save point you can tap or play Blitzball on if that's your thing. Talk to the NPC to pick up some more items and head up the Magical Mushroom Elevator into Magical Mushroom Maze Land. So, this whole setup, getting Seymour involved in it means that it becomes an elaborate political setup. Before we knew that Seymour was involved in it, it was just a bunch of people abandoning the teachings that say that you can't do anything in pursuit of doing stuff. Which, in my opinion, is pretty great, and in the opinion of the game at large, is a reasonably solid decision, given that, spoiler, you also are going to abandon the teachings about what you can and cannot do. That was not what I meant to attack. But Seymour does not believe any of this. He's just manipulating them for his own ends, whichever ends those are. And in order to do that, he's pretending to support them just for the heck of it, apparently. Or no, not so much on the whim as to encourage them to join, participate, and get themselves killed. Because he's in a power struggle within the Yevon command structure such that it's beneficial to him if a lot of the Crusaders are taken out of the picture. So he's encouraging them to do something stupid just for the purpose of keeping them from interfering in his other plans, for creating as much of a power vacuum as possible. Also, he's a bag of dicks. That is an important fact to know about Seymour. And he's a very theatrical person. Much as in Luca, he performed saving people from fiends that he himself had summoned. Here he's performing this benevolent maester with only the good of Spira at heart. Well, that's one guy who's not going to go back to Luca with his friends. I can tell you that already. So everything for Seymour is performative. Especially at this stage, he's the benevolent maester, the savior of Luca. He can look past the teachings to understand people while plotting for their deaths. You know, like one does. Ah, politics. Meanwhile, the Crusaders are preparing to die to protect Spira, and they actually mean it.
This'll be easy.
But, you know, the little people, eh. One day, I will get it right in the first click of the bar on camera. I swear. I will.
Well then, what next?
As you can see, we've got some new monster types here. We've got lizards being obnoxious. Hey, Lucille.
We've been expecting you. Please proceed to the command
Yes, ma'am.
The presence of a maester and a summoner is great for the troops' morale. Myself included. Thank you for being here, my lady. Depending on the way things turn out, we might suffer casualties. In such an event, we would be grateful if you could perform the sending, my lady.
And on that cheerful note, I'll see you next time.